5% stake in Manchester United is imminent. It's within the next hour. We're hearing from all sources. This is broke from Sky News. This is broke from Simon Stone, the BBC, Mike Keegan as well. Everyone, Ben Jacobs also included. Anyone who has been reported and well up in the know on this whole takeover saga is now going all in on this news today, that it is announced today, this afternoon, and what is expected is the full announcement of everything before 4 o'clock, around about that time. We'll see what it is. We already have got loads of information of how this bid is now being broken down, which is what I want to start the show with today. Hello everyone, it is a little bit earlier, it is a little bit unexpected, a typical Manchester United thing to do, announcing something on Christmas Eve just while everyone's backs are turned and are looking elsewhere. It is a low blow for me. It's just typical of what this football club is. After a bad day at the office on the pitch, a big announcement on Christmas Eve just to keep everyone that buoyant, upbeat mood going over to Christmas and the game on Boxing Day against Aston Villa. I mean, there's loads to get into and loads of what has been reported about what is going to be announced, but the general gist of what is coming our way and what we are going to find out, the announcement, I think the best one I can find in terms of what is actually going on with this is the one that Ben Jacobs has been covering this constantly. He's been across loads of channels. He's been doing all of this across all social media, every in and out of what is going to happen when Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in charge. So the clarity and the information of the bid is of this. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has purchased an equal percent of A and B shares, which was important in pacifying minority shareholders. The deal structure is 25% of A shares, which is 8%, and 25% of B shares, which adds up to 17%, with an initial $300 million investment on top of that, which is around about 200 and something thousand pounds. I think 230 odd thousand pounds. That is what's happening now. The big question in that, and whether or not we will find out what the investment is. I'm hoping it's infrastructural, but how far is that investment going to go? What is more important right now? What investment is more important into Manchester United? Is it more relevant that we back the manager and give him more money to spend on transfers? This is what I want to know from you guys. Do you feel like this investment isn't enough to go into the infrastructure? Basically, will it get swallowed up, the extra money that he's going to bring in? We've got a super chat in from Charlie already. Hello, cheers for that, Charlie. I wondered where you disappeared to. Anyway, soon he comes in and starts sacking, the better. Sacking, Charlie says. Hello, Charlie. Yes, this is my channel. Hope you're well. Yeah, we are talking Sir Jim Ratcliffe here on Forever United TV, and the takeover that is happening today. Everyone has got their alarm clocks set. It is going to be within the next hour. The basis of it is the structure of the 25%. Which includes 17% and an 8%. So what that means is the 25% overall is split between the A shares and the B shares. So 17% of this deal is the B shares, which is the Glazers' power at Manchester United. The 8% of the structure, which is 25% of the A shares, if that makes sense, that accounts for 8% of the whole structure of the 25% as an overall package. So that's what's been important, and that's where this deal now is being announced in the next hour and coming over the line. There is a poll up, guys. I want to get as much information, I want to get as much as I can over this next hour for you guys and bring it to you, and we can discuss it and get your opinions on all of this. Like we said, when it broke or when it breaks, we will be here as a group, as a community, all discussing this as United fans. We did not think that we were going to be discussing Manchester United takeover talk on Christmas Eve. Oh my, you cannot predict what this football club does or is going to do ever, can you? It is just farcical how we are. But are you happy with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in? 42% of you right now are saying yes. No, 31%, not sure, 27%. That tells you everything you need to know with the fan base, because we don't know what is going to happen. It's the if, buts and maybes. The only definite we've got is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be a 25% stakeholder in Manchester United. That is one guarantee right now. Yvonne, cheers for the shout out, membership upgrade there, Yvonne, thank you very much. Stream time to announce a deal. I think it makes Ten Hag's position more in danger, in my honest opinion. See, that is also key on this now. The sooner he takes charge, and let's not forget, this today is just an announcement of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and what is happening. This today isn't Sir Jim Ratcliffe inside Old Trafford and in complete control of the sporting side of the football club. It's not, and we just have to be clear that that isn't going to be for another 8 weeks or so, another 2 months like we've said. So when this announcement is made, then it all goes through the protocol, the process. So you wouldn't expect Manchester United, I know we're a bit of a laughing stock at the moment, but you really wouldn't expect Manchester United to announce this. It's going to be through an official statement from the football club also. So you would not expect Manchester United to be announcing this if they didn't think that this was going to pass through the relative checks. So I think that with United now and this statement, we're going to get a little bit of clarity about how everything is broken down, what's going to happen. We will possibly then in time over the coming days find out more details about this deal and what the investment is going to be. What is that £237 million? Let's just say £250 million investment on top. People are going to ask automatically, and I think it's right that they do, where is that money coming from Sir Jim Ratcliffe? With the new laws and the new rules coming out about the Premier League not letting leverage buyouts or leverage takeovers come in, how come this is happening this way? So where is Sir Jim Ratcliffe's money coming from? There's another question that's going to come out. But ultimately right now, United fans, all we're thinking about is £250 million is going to be invested back into Manchester United, or just under £250 million. Where? Infrastructural wise, where is that going? We don't know. I think that probably, for me, in everything that we've just read in terms of what is coming, I feel that's the most important aspects of this announcement right now. It's like, right, okay, we understand the breakdown of the shares, we understand where the A shares are and the B shares are in relation to the actual full package of this, but that extra investment on top, I didn't know that that necessarily was happening. I didn't know that that was part of it. There were rumours that this could be the case, but Mike Keegan, Simon Stone, Mark Kelman from Sky, everybody who has been all over this, Ben Jacobs also included, like we just said, are all saying that there is that added investment on top. So he is committing an awful lot into the football club, Sir Jim Ratcliffe here. Do we feel like this deal could have been announced later on this week? Yes, it could. Could United afford for it to be announced later on this week? Right now you look at it and you go, and it's an announcement, so Jim cannot be in for another 8 weeks. So in terms of what we're looking at on the pitch, Ten Hag situation, everything like that, it's the so-called rumour about the player wage structure and things like that, nothing like that can happen. Nothing like that can actually go through until Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in charge. I'm pretty certain of that, but someone may come on and tell us otherwise. What powers does it be? Effectively, the announcement will confirm United have agreed the deal in principle, and now it will be down to the Premier League to do all of their checks and go through everything like they would the fit and proper persons tests for the Premier League, for an ownership to come in, and then everything will have to be ironed out. Let's not forget about the issues we've got with the power at Manchester United, the rule with UEFA, everything that comes into scope now and is now being looked at. It's like Nice. He owns Nice Football Club. We know this in France. If they get into the Champions League, this is a big ask, I know. Manchester United actually also getting in the Champions League. There's another story. We'll talk about that maybe later. But you cannot own two clubs going into the Champions League. UEFA are forbidden that. So is there a way we get around that? Can that be sorted out? That's another question. There is so much riding on this right now. This is why everyone has just dropped everything that they're doing. It's like, for instance, Simon Stone's actually reporting right now on Wolves against Chelsea, but his biggest tweet out is the United takeover, which is going to be happening in the next hour. This is how big this is. It's like everyone is out shopping, last bits, visiting family. Thanks a lot, United. This is what the football world is, though, and this is what our football club is. Drop this news right on us right now on Christmas Eve, while everyone is trying to get their life sorted before Christmas Day tomorrow. And yes, there is a bombshell and a half coming from this football club. Super chat in from MUFC and music. Season a write-off, accept it for our mental health. Off topic completely, but I understand what you're saying. What Sir Jim Ratcliffe will do when he comes in, say springtime, where we will be. Will we still be in the FA Cup? Has Eric Ten Hag turned it around? Loads and loads of questions to come. I'm going to get into some of your comments in a moment. I'm just keeping a check on all the news for you guys as it comes. Welcome to the members club, Daniel Longbottom. Thank you very much for your support, my friends. Keep coming in, guys. You can join the membership set up on the channel. The join button is just there below my screen now, next to the subscribe button. Or there is also a link in the description of this video as well, guys, so go and check that out. Right, okay, let's get into some of your questions. I'll keep an eye on a foot over everything as it goes down, but we'll just run this out as long as possible because I want to bring as much in, and this is why we've gone a little bit early today, because we like to involve you guys. When it breaks, we'll bring you everything and we'll talk it through eventually after reading statements and whatnot, but I want to bring your thoughts on this now. Let's just go. Hope Eric Ten Hag gets booted out of the football club, says Bongo. Adam, it is shocking. Only Sheffield United have scored less goals than us. Everyone's still miffed off from yesterday, I know. I'm actually happy seeing what we could be in this mess, and no new owners and Glazers, still full in charge with Arnold and the rest of them puppets. You mean Muppets, probably? Oh, puppets? Oh, Muppets. It's not Muppets, it's puppets, sorry. We need a full reset, new 11, new manager, new director of football. And yeah, I just feel like right now everyone is just at a point of, what is happening? Just tell me something positive. I don't want to know about the details. All I want to know is, how much money is he going to invest? Is he going to sack Ten Hag? Are we going to terminate player contracts? Basically, we want to know details, and we like to know little finer details, don't we, as fans? But ultimately, the big questions are of them. If Ten Hag loses to Aston Villa on Boxing Day, is there anyone within this football club with the power to actually sack Ten Hag? Now, I'm not saying that I necessarily want that to happen. I've got big issues with Ten Hag. I've got bigger issues with the playing squad, but Ten Hag isn't helping himself. That's what my rant was all about yesterday. But what is going to happen with Ten Hag? Does this spell bad news for Ten Hag? That's what you've got to say right now. After everything that's going on, so Jim Ratcliffe coming in now, has this been forced through today? Have United felt like they've had to make an announcement a bit earlier than what they wanted to? That's one question that I would ask. We deserve to be sold for 100%. We should have started over with new owners completely, but I think the Glazers are here to stay. It says Namdam. We got a super chat just coming in now. Sorry, I'll bring it up in a second. Yeah, cheers for that, Glenboy. Super chat. Interestingly, the 48ers were putting money into Everton, even though their takeover hadn't been passed by the Premier League. So it's possible for Sir Jim to do it. Very good question. Very good question. Interesting, because we all read and we all listen and watch news and try and find out what these takeovers actually entail and what comes of them, how they are broken down. But there are still things that nobody knows, which is why we've all got our ears glued to the radio. We've got our ears glued to the radio. We've got our eyes fixated on the TV screens, waiting for that yellow bar to pop up. Sky Sports News, Sky News, whoever it may be, just to get that information that we really need, just so we know what is actually happening. I swear you are all asleep, says Chris. Why are we all asleep? Is someone actually... Are you guys having a conversation as well in the chat? Yeah. Scott Soul, are you doing... The United we loved has been stolen from us by the Glazers. Do you agree, Reds? It was stolen a long time ago. And now the Glazers have run us into the ground, Scott, and are trying to get someone else in to run the ship for them while still making money off it. That's how I will always see this takeover with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. It's better than the Glazers being on their own. It's still not the best deal for Manchester United, and the Glazers are still taking a piece of it. Until Sir Jim has rid the Glazers completely, no one is going to be... You're not going to have everyone fully on board with this takeover. That's how it's always going to be with Sir Jim. A lot of people agreeing with you there, Scott, as well. Keep Ten Hag and sort the playing squad out before we decide on what's going on with the manager. I just want us to start playing better football. It's been so drab for ages now. It really has. It really has. And you know what? That is where I think the United fan base will be split on this one. In terms of that extra just under £250 million investment on top, which everyone is reporting, I feel like all the fans want to know where that money's going. Where is that extra £250 million being invested into? If you say infrastructure, it gets swallowed up. What can we spend £250 million on in infrastructure? That's what we've got to ask. What can be invested in it? Can we fix the roof at Old Trafford? The investment that's needed to fix Old Trafford completely and build a new Old Trafford, it's nowhere near enough money. So where is this going? Carrington? Youth team set up? Women's team? Where's it being split for? That's what everyone wants to know right now. Don't forget to give the video a like, guys, please. Thank you very much for joining us. Over 700 in the room here right now. We're talking Manchester United on Christmas Eve. Who would have thought that? But we are about to get the breaking news announcement, and that is all it will be for now, guys. Don't forget, just an announcement that Manchester United have agreed to the 25% takeover, 25% stake in Manchester United. It's not a full takeover. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. I do apologise. But yeah, it is a stake in Manchester United. 25% for control of sporting operations at Manchester United. Erik Ten Hag needs to stay until the end of the season. I'm tired of this cycle of sacking managers halfway through a season, says Dolby is free. Mike Fergus says, Adam, Amanda forgot to take the turkey out the freezer last night. I took it out at 12 this afternoon. It's an extra large one. How long will it take to defrost? She's in doubt. Complete swerve ball, Mike. Didn't expect that sort of question amidst the takeover or investment into Manchester United. Mate, my priorities are lying elsewhere. To answer it though, to the best of my knowledge, I've not got a clue, mate. That's another department. Jude and Swam says, Sir Jim is British, Sky Sports is British, getting Ineos breaking news. Sir Jim Ratcliffe will get a British manager and buy British players. Rest in peace, Man United. I don't think he can, mate, because I don't think he can afford British players. So the MEN now are also reporting on this as a bit of an update, guys. So Jim Ratcliffe's 25% stake in Manchester United is set to be announced in the next hour. That's just come out from the MEN as well now. Stephen Railsford, who we know quite well, he has announced that. It's interesting to see where all the journalists are today, and everyone was probably going about their merry little Christmas Eve day thinking that they've got a rest day tomorrow. Everything can be sorted. Boxing Day, everyone's back at it again. No, not Manchester United. No, the one club that you'd expect something like this to happen with is definitely living up to its name right now. It really is. Dobie says, can any of you imagine Erik Ten Hag failing if he had a proper structure above him? One example, he wanted Maguire and McTominay sold. We could have sold them both and bought Gravenberch, and Murto is dumb. We could have bought Gravenberch. We could have bought a few players. We could have bought Harry Kane if we really wanted to. But yes, guys, let me see. There's a few people in the chat right now going, RIP Man United. Is this just the end of Manchester United for you? Anyone who is writing that in the comment section right now, this show is about you expressing your thoughts. It's not just my voice. This is big news for all of us. I want to get your thoughts behind that. So if you've got a very hard hitting point that you want to get across to everyone, make it clear, guys, in the comment section. You can put in the comment section RIP Manchester United. That's great. I sort of understand where you're going with it, but add a little bit of context to it. Give some detail on what you think is going to happen going forward and why you think it's the end. Is Sir Jim Ratcliffe the end of Manchester United? Why is he the end of Manchester United? G96U, Adam, faster than last time. Don't know what that means, mate, but thanks for your comment, buddy. Luke Casey, I just hope Sir Jim has recorded a message to the fans explaining his plan. See, again, right there, that's a comment there that I was sort of expecting to come from today's stream, because we knew that anyone who was going to be getting into bed with the Glazers was going to have to pull off the biggest PR stunt to try and convince the fan base that this was the way forward for this football club. We knew that this was going to be a hard sell. Anything involving the Glazers was always going to be hard to convince any United fan. For me, honestly, I'm sceptical. I know it's better than what we've got. That's all I'm leading with. Someone else who can tell the Glazers no, or someone else who can run a football club better, is always going to be better than the Glazers for me. Some people will say better the devil you know, stick to the Glazers. The added concern of how Sir Jim Ratcliffe is raising this money. If he is now a stakeholder in Manchester United, are we accepting the debts that he is carrying on top of the club and them debts that we've already got because of what the Glazers have done? Is Sir Jim Ratcliffe bringing more debt to Manchester United? That's another question that a lot of people want to talk about and want answers from. And I'm pretty certain that the way that everything is now and the way that everything gets more clarity in the news, like what Sky Sports are doing, Sky News are doing, the questions will be asked. There's no way that with everything that's happened with football clubs in England over the last 10 years, administration, liquidation, everything like that with clubs, and how they've been run into the ground by corrupt owners, like what happened at Portsmouth. We've seen Bury down the pyramid, Bolton nearly go. Massive clubs that, even Everton and Leeds and their problems. I feel like everyone is now going to start to know a lot more of what is going on. The fit and proper persons test, I think, needs clarity. I think it needs to be made aware of what is actually going on within that process. I feel like the fans deserve to know exactly where Sir Jim Ratcliffe's money is coming from, what that investment is going to be in the football club, and can we expect any improvements at all in our infrastructure? For me, the match day experience that they keep on going on about at Old Trafford is just, it's nothing. There is nothing there for us right now. Nothing is getting better. David Ornstein now has just put out another tweet, guys. I'll keep bringing you the updates as they come along. David Ornstein, official announcement soon to confirm Sir Jim Ratcliffe minority stake in Manchester United approved by the Manchester United board. Ineos buying 25% and it will take Sporting control. Premier League owners and directors test likely to take 6 to 8 weeks. Follow for live updates on The Athletic. So that's every major news outlet, from Sky News to The Athletic and all of the publications in between, Telegraph, Times, Independent, The Mail, The Guardian, everyone now, MEN, Manchester's local paper as well, are all reporting exactly the same thing. This is happening, guys. Manchester United are about to get a new shareholder, a big player in Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and that is the breaking news on this Christmas Eve. Something I did not expect to ever see. But just for you guys joining in right now, in terms of what everyone is reporting structural wise on this and the breakdown of the 25% and how it works. So Jim Ratcliffe has purchased an equal percent of A and B shares, which was important in pacifying minority shareholders. The deal structure is 25% of A shares, which accumulates to 8% of the deal, and 25% of B shares, which adds up to 17%. So the majority of the 25% comes from what the Glazers own, the B shares. 17% of this deal is made up with the Bs and 8% with the A shares. And then there is an initial $300 million, so around about 230 odd million pounds, just under $250 million extra investment on top. That is the structure of the deal. That's what we're finding out right now. That tweet there is in the live chat as well, guys, so you guys can see. The David Ornstein from The Athletic, I'm just checking through other things for you guys just to make sure that we are afoot of everything going on. We need a full hard reset, flush everything out, which was only possible through Qatar, and Sir Jim messed everything up. Nilanjan, I understand that comment. The problem you've got with all of this and what happened and why it broke down, with Sheikh Jassim, was he went down the fans route. He backs the fans instead of getting in bed with the Glazers. So Jim Ratcliffe is a very, very clever businessman. He's worked on these. And for me, this is where it all went into Jim's favour. He knew what he was doing. He knew that he needed to big up the Glazers a little bit. He knew he needed to get the Glazers on board with his ideas, make it sound sweet for them to actually get his foot in it. The Glazers were not allowing anyone in. They just wanted added investment. They wanted extra investment in the football club. I mean, I spoke with Mark Ogden a long time ago when he was doing a big piece. Mark Ogden, chief writer for ESPN. He was talking about how the Glazers could sell Manchester United and come away with 300 million and put it into an investment, a bond investment in America, and earn more profit with no comebacks just by doing that. They'd earn more profit than what Manchester United were making, hassle-free, if they invested into a bond scheme in America, if they sold Manchester United. If they came away with, I think it works out around about 500 million and invested that into a bond scheme over in America, they would come away with more profit than what they are making currently right now at Manchester United. They wouldn't do that because it's all about power. It's about having Manchester United in their hands, the biggest sporting entity in the world. That's what's important to the Glazers. Effectively, yes, they are greedy and it's all about the money, but they don't want just the money. They want the power. They want to feel like they have got control of this football club, and it will take something ridiculous to actually get them out of this football club. So Jim Ratcliffe and his approach and his strategy to get in the door at Manchester United has been completely different. He's savvy. He knows what he is doing. He is a businessman. Like I've been talking all along, if you do some reading into Sir Jim Ratcliffe and how he came to where he is now, you'll understand the type of character and the man he is and how ruthless he can be. He is worth so much more than the Glazers. He is a big power player in the industries that he works in, his businesses and everything that he done. He's not floating his business, his Ineos business, on the stock exchange. It's run by 3 people, him and 2 of his friends. That's it. He didn't want to float it on the stock. He could have made more money, but he wanted to take control for himself. We are dealing with one very, very savvy businessman in Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming into Manchester United, and he has worked the Glazers out. He has figured out a way to get around them. He knew that they weren't going to just accept an offer. There needed to be perks. There needed to be side deals in there. There needed to be something that sweetened it up to get the Glazers and convince them that this was the right way. And right now, the way into Manchester United and that stronghold in sporting control, taking over everything. So you look at it and how he's broke it down. The sporting side of it, we're taking that away from the Glazers. That's going to get the fans on board. And then the Glazers actually realising that the pressures of Manchester United and the big decisions sporting-wise, they don't have anything to do with now, but they're passing it on to someone who can make even more money for them, and them doing nothing, but still having their name at the top of the tree and the owners of Manchester United. That is why Sir Jim Ratcliffe is now in control of what we're about to be told today in this announcement. The sporting side of Manchester United, his foot is in the door. And let's not kid ourselves. Sir Jim Ratcliffe isn't coming in for the good of Manchester United as a Manchester United fan. He was ready to buy into Chelsea. Let's not kid ourselves. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is coming into Manchester United. Yes, there is that boyhood Manchester United side to it, and it probably works out. It's a bit of a dream move for him, but he's in this to make money as well. Let's not kid ourselves. He's not going to invest and take nothing out of this. He realises what's coming. Whether or not that be the Super League later down the line, I don't know. There's so much to talk about, and this is just one total swerve ball. This is completely left field, but we got the announcement earlier on this week about the Super League, and now next year there is going to be an independent regulator into the Premier League, and they are putting it in writing. There's going to be a law in English football with the independent regulator that you will not be able, you need to get your license to be in the Premier League from them, and in that license you are not allowed to go off and join any breakaway league, i.e. Super League. That's coming in next year. So has this been moved forward very, very quickly for other reasons as well? Could there possibly be a look for Manchester United entering into the Super League? I don't know, it's a swerve ball, it's left field, I know, but you have to start thinking about everything. I'm not stirmongering, I don't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen, but you've just got to think like, what? Really? Gary Neville has also put a tweet out. Now, guys, I'm just going to read that out to you. Manchester United 2023 has been a disgrace to the end. The timing of this is truly awful, and no functioning organisation would even think about it. Anyway, all of the best to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and I hope he can somehow work out a way to get the club right again and back to being something respectable on and off the pitch. Gary Neville's fully going down the road there of only United could announce something so major on the eve of Christmas, and it just ends the year perfectly in how ridiculous this football club has been run. I know there have been members of staff at United there right now going, oh God help us, the amount of stick that we're going to get just because the powers that be at this football club want to announce this now. This is truly ridiculous, and how this news has come the way it is now. It's laughable. It really is. Let's get through some more of your comments. We're just about to hit £1,000. Jesus, I wish that was enough to buy. 1,000 people. Yeah, we're over 1,000 in the room now. Over 200 likes. Make sure you do give the video a like, guys. I'm bringing this video to you a little bit earlier than what the announcement is going to be because I want to involve you guys. I will talk out and go through everything that is happening and how everything is breaking as we go along, but I want to get your input in this, guys, so please do like the video. I like to do things different here on Forever United TV. I like to involve you guys more, and that's what it is all that's where this is all important. So please do give the video a like, everyone, and if you are tuning in for the first time, make sure you subscribe, because this is what it's all about here on Forever United TV. It's my voice, but I want you guys to come back at me, give me your opinions as well. Ratcliffe isn't a proven winner in sports. In fact, he's got a bad record, says Zippy Penguin Tribute, talking about the Mercedes investment, probably talking about Nice and the first time that he took over there. You can't really argue with Ineos and their sporting control of the Sky riding team. They changed that name now. What is it now? The Renegades, something like that, I think it is. Forgive me, I'm not into cycling. I don't know that area. I don't know that sport, but they are top of the tree there apparently. That counts for nothing when it comes to football. I know, I understand what you're saying, but I would say they have learnt from some early mistakes at Nice, and Nice are in a decent position right now. They're holding their own and playing well, so the structure there is actually working okay, you could say. So yeah, let's just see. Let's just see. So Jim Ratcliffe, I feel, has got a personal connection to the football club, where I just keep honestly looking at this going, I'm not going to look at the United side of things and in being a boyhood United fan. I'm looking at this as, what are you bringing? Because this is a business that's dying and failing. I don't care what the monthly reports bring. There's no way that Manchester United can invest anything in January. We're looking like we can't invest right now next summer. That's how bad it is. So for me, this is all about what the investment coming into Manchester United with Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be. Hanson71 has just gifted 5 memberships. Cheers for that, Hanson, mate. Brilliant stuff. Building the community here on FUTV. Loving it, mates. Ian Elkins is your boy Calv. Tony Bond, Rusty and Luke Casey have taken them memberships. Make sure you do like that, and thank Hanson for that lovely donation. Thanks for that, mate. Brilliant stuff. And please just do give the video a like. That's all we're asking on here. That's all we're asking. Fabrizio Romano is now tweeting as well, guys. So Manchester United have decided to sign a new striker in January transfer window. United are also looking at opportunities for a new centre back. Thanks Fabrizio, but right now our concern is elsewhere, i.e. the future ownership of this football club. We'll talk about what comes after that when we know exactly where that money and investment is going. Mike Keegan has posted out as well just recently, guys, with another update. The wait for the Premier League approval for Jim Ratcliffe's 25% investment into Manchester United to be confirmed shortly. May not take as long as previously expected now. That's interesting. That's the most interesting part of what's happened so far today with the updates. Now told there's hope of a 4 to 6 weeks instead of 6 to 8 weeks. We could have Sir Jim Ratcliffe, going off what Mike Keegan there has said, in situ, in charge of Manchester United by January, or the end of January, going off that. 4 to 6 weeks now. That is breaking news right now. Mike Keegan has just put that out on Twitter, saying that this takeover now, once the announcement has gone through, it could be turned around very, very quickly for the fit and proper persons test with the Premier League. So, yes, this is it's all happening as it comes closer to the announcement being made, guys. Everyone is saying, everyone's having their say on this right now. Like I said, there's so many people out there, journalists, everyone in the media world, are just like, for God's sake, United, why couldn't you have just waited a few days and broke this in middle of Christmas and New Year when everyone's actually got a bit of time to deal with it? Lucky for me, I was sat here, guys, and I thought, you know what? There'll be a few other people sat at home right now glued to their box, waiting for this announcement. We'll talk about it as it comes. We'll just keep going on for a bit while longer yet, but the reasoning for this video, like I said, is to get your thoughts on all of this as well, guys. This is what we're all about here on FUTV. I think this is the beginning. I think this is beginning to be a positive look. What other managers have done with less. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Bill. Just elaborate on that a little bit, mate. Sorry. Who cares if it's after the January window? Honestly, I don't want to be buying in desperate players in January. I don't care if this deal gets done quicker and we have got Sir Jim Ratcliffe in the middle of the window. I don't care. I'm not really bothered about that. I'm looking at the full future of Manchester United. That's all I'm bothered about. There is no guaranteed Glazer exit as part of the Ineos deal. There will be options for an increased stake, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe stating when the process began he wanted a majority, but there is no obligation for the Glazers to sell entirely. Now that probably is the most damning news out of all of this for a lot of United fans, and that has just come now from Ben Jacobs. That there is no definite or any obligation that the Glazers will be part of a structured full takeover from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. In layman's terms, the Glazers could have a say and could have a piece of Manchester United forever and a day, even while Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got the majority stake in Manchester United, if he does get to that stage, in fact. Some more out now from Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail, who was on the show with us the other day. Manchester United are refusing to comment on reports that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% acquisition will be confirmed today. It is happening imminently. Yeah, that pretty much is it. If United are not commenting, brace yourselves. Here comes the announcement, because that is how it usually works, guys. Paul Greaves announcement. Sorry, Paul, lost your message then. Where are we at? We've only got 200 odd likes on the video, guys. Please give the video a like. We are bringing your thoughts to this whole saga right now. Manchester United will officially announce Jim Ratcliffe's 25% stake in a few minutes. That's from Tanziolik on Twitter. No idea who that is, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just reading everything that's coming out right now. Like you guys, I'm a fan who wants to know exactly what's going on, and I'm here with you guys talking about it now. 25% under Sir Jim is better than the Glazers owning everything, guys. That's from Luke Casey. That's where I'm at with this. That is. Alex Core says Sean Patterson players can't play. The formation team is a bomb scare. Amongst the chat of everything that's going on right now, the takeover and everything like this, everyone is still thinking football matters and what this means to what happens to United on the pitch. Ultimately, that is the end game. That is everything. We want to know what's going on the pitch. How does this affect Manchester United going forward with Erik ten Hag? This is what we need to know. This is the most important thing in all of this, and until that's actually clarified, that part of the announcement which is coming, the extra investment, I feel like I've said before, but for anyone who is just joining right now, there is an extra investment on top included in this takeover of just under £250 million. I don't know where that investment is going to go or where it's going to be put into, but this is what we're finding out just now. When the announcement is made, Ben Jacobs has been all over this, the breakdown of the deal, how it's structured, how the 25% works out. This is, I think, the most important thing for all Manchester United fans. Sean Patterson, people want the style and not just counter. He tries to give it to you, and it doesn't work because players suck. Now what? Total conversation spinner there in terms of what's actually happening. People talking about the football still from yesterday. Nobody wanted Jazim. He knows nothing about football, says Ian. An opinion there on the Qatar side of things again. Eric Ten Hag out, says Leo Bryan. We have more updates coming in. Just reading through everything that's going on for you now, guys. Everyone is just pumping out information right now about what's going on. Merry Christmas to everyone, by the way. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, this was a bit of a bombshell. No one expected this, but yeah, it is actually happening. The madness of what Manchester United is and how we do things. Absolutely crazy. Thanks for all the likes, guys. Please do keep liking the video. All helps the channel, builds everything up. The Glazers will rinse Jimmy out. Adam, we don't care about Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Sorry, says Sean Patterson. Hey, mate, it may affect what you're talking about right now, Sean. If Ten Hag is in situ and he gets more money, are you happy about that? This is what this conversation is about. At the end of the day, we'll get the announcement, but there's nothing that we can do or have a say on in terms of how this money is invested. But if it is invested into the team, then do you want Ten Hag actually in charge of that money? Do you want an infrastructure where you've got a director of football spending that money instead of Ten Hag? That's what it's all about. That is what this whole saga has come to the end. 13 months of absolute not knowing, the unknown, the mix-ups, the missed messages, the false dawns. Qatari's favourite, Sir Jim's now favourite. The Glazers are pulling out completely. All of this now, a whole 13 month saga is about to be closed off today, and we're about to know exactly where this club is going forward. This will be, for me, this is a massive announcement for me, because this is my lifetime as a United fan right now. I won't see another ownership past Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos and the Glazers. The future of this football club right now, this for me is massive, and my age group, my job, my everything. From my time watching United, I've been lucky to see the good times. I've now seen the crap times. I've seen a bit of the crap in the 80s as well, but this for me now is the rest of my Manchester United lifetime. This announcement means everything to me right now, because this is where the club's going forward. We didn't know at the time when the Glazers taking over what would happen. We had our concerns. A lot of fans left Manchester United. That was their own decision. They didn't want to watch anymore under this ownership, and United being on the stock exchange. But this right now for me, I feel, is a massive day for the football club. It's a massive day because it's bleeding Christmas Eve and they've just dropped all our days in it, but also it's huge because this will now determine where this club goes forward and what I will be watching for the rest of my lifetime in this football club. Will I see any more glory? Will I see United ever lift a trophy again? These are the questions, because unless the investment from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's going in the right way, unless the whole structure of this football club changes, I may not see this football club lift the league title ever again. That's how big this is. And whether Sir Jim's in and Eric Ten Hag's in, we're going to find out if Sir Jim Ratcliffe is as cutthroat as we seen when he first went into Nice, because when Sir David Brailsford took charge there, he was sacking people left, right and centre. It was a bit scattergun. So we have to look at it and go, brace yourselves. This could be a bit of a bumpy start. We're going to be finding some teething problems. But like I kept saying to everybody, don't expect this to change anything overnight. This is going to be a process which now works into a few years, I feel, with a new infrastructure. It's not going to be a massive quick turnaround, and this is why this is so big for me personally, because I want to be able to see United being successful again. I do. Will it be under Sir Jim Ratcliffe? I want to know. I want to hear. I want to know what the actual structure of everything is. I'm going to keep you afoot of everything going on. As I said, guys, let's just double check on things now. Just getting into it. Let's go through a few more that have come up right now. So Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos will be delegated control of all aspects of the men's, women's and academy teams. So this is more coming out. That's the Muppeteers on Twitter right now, guys. So we're getting little bits of snippets of what is actually going to happen when he takes over and what control he's going to have. So we're hearing now that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to have full control over the men's first team, the women's team and all of the academy. Now that is massive, massive news. That means that all of Manchester United's footballing side, i.e. what goes on the pitch, the important stuff, is going to be controlled by a completely different team to what we've had over the last 20 odd years under the Glazers. This is massive. It's absolutely huge right now, and if you're not clued into this or want to know about this as a United fan, then you really are just I don't know what to describe you or how to describe you, but you need to know about this. You need to know what is going on with your football club, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking over everything like this, the women's, the academy and the men's team, this is the Glazers out of the picture of the footballing side of things. I just need to know that is a 100% confirmation. That's what's being said there. The Muppeteers have said that. Super chat in from Wazza. Cheers for that, buddy. Glory, glory, Man United. Dead as my gran. Oh, that's a bit harsh, mate. I'm sure your gran was a lovely person, but we're not dead yet, mate. That red flag is still flying. We have to think like that. We can't just give up on the club. We cannot. I feel your pain, mate. I really, really do. But we cannot give up on this team. Muppeteers also have followed up that tweet by saying stake is purchased debt-free. Expectation is Class B super voting shares will not convert, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe will obtain Class B and A as part of the deal. So, really interesting news coming out there, or an update coming out there, is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's investment in Manchester United, the way I read that, I'm just going to double check that again, guys. So, stake purchased debt free. So Sir Jim is this can only mean Sir Jim Ratcliffe is investing his own money into this. He's not borrowing in this investment. Is that right in terms of what I'm reading there? So I'm just going to read it again. Stake is purchased debt free. Expectation is Class B super voting shares will not convert, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe will obtain Class B and A as part of a deal. Bloomberg have also come out with a tweet now. Jim Ratcliffe has finally bought a stake in Manchester United from the Glazer family, defeating rival bids from petro states and hedge funds. It's happening, guys. It's about to drop. But the biggest thing that I've just taken from that there, I want clarity on that. I want to make sure that we are getting that information exactly right before I start going all in on that. But what I'm reading there from that tweet is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is investing his own money into this. This is a debt-free purchase, i.e. he's not borrowed any money. I'm just reading some more. Breaking: Sir Jim Ratcliffe has completed the purchase of 25% in Manchester United. That's the business on. It's official, guys. It's broke. I'm pretty certain all these news stories coming out right now. It's been listed on the New York Stock Exchange as well. This is happening. It is. Everyone now is starting to say that this deal is done. So Jim Ratcliffe, and we'll bring all the updates if any extra information comes out as we go here now, guys. But start giving me your thoughts on this. Compost Smurf just come in there. It's been said, it's official. Liam Whitehouse, we might have taken equity out of somewhere else and put it into United. Could well have done. That is still debt free, and that is what will pass the fit and proper persons test with the Premier League. This has to have been done. I think this might have been why it's taken its time in all of this. Please, guys, give the video a like as well. I want to bring you guys all in on this right now. Brilliant support for the channel. I wanted to go early, like I said, on this because I wanted to get your your ideas of how this is going to go down, how you think this money is going to be spent. I think that's the big question right now. But yeah, Manchester United now, there's a lot of people coming out saying that this is now a done deal, it is official. This isn't good news, says Tom Toms. There's no clear pathway to ownership. There is a rat in the kitchen, says Daryl Platt. She's it now. Yeah, everyone is struggling now to look at this. Sorry, Adam. Sad day for Manchester United, says Mark Lanks. Glazers win again. Would anyone else like to see the back of Rashford ASAP? I'm eating your pepperoni pizza, says Frankie. Thanks for that, Franks. See, this is it. This has all happened. Just that confirmation, but yes, I feel, yeah, there's a lot of people saying it's confirmed. We are expecting it to drop round about 4 o'clock, guys. We've also got over 400 likes as well on the video. Cheers for that, guys. Do give it a like. Subscribe to FUTV if you are loving the content as well and you are new to the channel. Yes, I am off my previous channel. This is just me and my voice. But what I want to bring here on Forever United TV is your voice. You will be getting more comments come out of the comment section. This is about all United fans right now. If Ratcliffe is that smart, why he keep the Glazers in power? Look at Nice, look at cycling team Formula 1 failures. His sporting record is terrible. He is not smart. He's a lucky chancer. Oh, lucky chancer. Billy, not happy with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Keep getting your comments coming in, guys. The decline in Chelsea is even more startling than us. From winning the Champions League to absolute tripe in 30 months. Investment doesn't bring you everything. Structure brings you everything. So the amount of money that Manchester United have wasted over the years, you only have to look at United not spending money and compare that to what Chelsea have just done. Chelsea are worse than us right now, and they spent nearly as much as what we have in the last 10 years under the Glazers. Let's just see quotes from Joel and Avram, as well as Sir Jim coming soon. That is come from the Muppeteers. Guys, yeah, we're pretty much almost there right now. I expect this round about 4 o'clock to get all of your official sort of stuff coming through. That's the takeover for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I keep saying takeover. I was just like, I'm just programmed into like the hope side of things with this club right now. And when I say takeover, I'm automatically thinking a takeover is the best thing possible because there's no more Glazers. But the Glazers are going to be at this football club for a bit more time to come. I'd say a bit, probably a lot more time coming. Be interesting to hear what those who don't favour Jim Ratcliffe would like instead. The oil money was never happening. The Glazers were never selling. Interesting point, Sponge. What would you guys want? So if there was no Qatar bid, I'll tell you something right now. Let's break it down this way. If you were offered 18 months ago Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking 25% out of the football club and taking over the running of the football club from the Glazers, would you have accepted it? Or have you just been sidetracked like I was, thinking that we're going to get an overall takeover, the debt was going to be gone, and that Qatari bid that we don't even know if it was real was clouding your mind? Again, go back to it. Better the devil you know. Some people would rather just have the Glazers in charge and hope that someone comes and takes everything away. Ultimately, what we need to know, or what we do know now from this, is that the Glazers never wanted to sell Manchester United. They were never going to sell to Qatar because they would lose all power. And like I said before, and you do your research, and I like to do my research. I'm not saying everyone else doesn't, but I like to try and back up what I say. And I did this, and the clearest sign that the Glazers are not all about the money. They are greed, but it's in a different way. The clearest sign in all of this was that the Glazers just wanted to keep in power at Manchester United and get more money out of them. They knew what they've got. They've got the bragging rights of holding the most expensive sports franchise, sports entity in the world. They know they have, because they rejected a world record bid for a sporting enterprise. So we know that the Glazers aren't bothered about that. They just want to be in power and know that they have got this power. And now they're bringing someone else in who's actually bigger than them and more powerful than them, and they're sort of, in a way, controlling them. It's a power trip with the Glazers, because they have got someone who is more wealthier, who has got more influence in the business world, you would say. His business is worth 20 times more than what the Glazers have got. So I look at it and I go, yeah, the Glazers right now, they feel like they've got someone else in at the football club who's bigger than them, but they're going to control, in Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And that's the massive concern in all of this. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 300 million further investment fund is guaranteed. With 200 million now and another 100 million by the end of next year, he will be issued further Class A and B shares as part of this investment. So the investment is going in to the shares, not the football club. The deal is done, guys. It is official. There has been an announcement. It has been yeah, it's fully out there. Everything has been formally announced. Manchester United PLC reaches agreement for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, chairman of Ineos, to acquire up to 25% shareholding in the company. It's now on the New York Stock Exchange. It's been announced in all areas. Manchester United have a new shareholder, 25%. It is done. So Jim Ratcliffe is in at Manchester United. So anyone who was saying this wasn't happening, and I kept saying he wouldn't be in, we wouldn't be hearing all these noises about Sir Jim Ratcliffe if he wasn't serious about this. It's official. Manchester United have Sir Jim Ratcliffe on board. It is a done deal, guys. Super chat in from Tom Toms. I'm so sad. I felt like we needed Qatar and that level of cash input, and we're in trouble without them. And here we are. Here we are, Tom. Manchester United are owned by the Glazers, and now they've got a new partner in Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos company. Now we are going to find out all sorts of details about what is going to happen from here, who is going to be in charge of what area of Manchester United. I'm just going to read through a few more updates. Let's just go through. We all want to see Manchester United back where we belong, at the very top of English and European and world football. This was from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Just reading some of the quotes of what he says. Avram and Joe Glazer, we are delighted to have agreed this deal with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos as part of the strategy review we announced in November 2022. We committed to look at a variety of alternatives to help enhance Manchester United. We focus on, and then there's more to come on that there. All sorts of tweets coming out right now. There is a tweet official from Manchester United. I'm just going to bring this up now just to read it. Manchester United reaches an agreement for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, chairman of Ineos, to acquire up to 25% shareholding in the company. Guys, it doesn't get more official than that. Manchester United have just announced on their Twitter page, as you do in modern age, that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has acquired 25% of the business. We will bring you all of the information as to what he is going to be in control of as it comes now. We're going to stay on and just talk through this now as things break and come through. Where does 300 million go? Paul Greaves, that's a good question, but I think we got a little bit of clarity on that. The extra investment is going to be into more shares, but from what I'm reading, it's not actually going to be into the club. It's just it's a power stake. This at the moment, in terms of investment coming right into Manchester United, which is available to us, isn't really there. It's not available to the club to use or invest or go into the infrastructure. There will be probably plans put in to invest money that's made by the football club, I'm guessing, into building Manchester United again. I need to read more into it, but from what I'm seeing so far, the extra investment from Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to solely be down to him purchasing more stake in the football club. What's your highlights so far on the end of the season DVD? It's all over now, is it, mate? Sack Eric Ten Hag tonight, says Bungalow. And yeah, what a Christmas this is going to be, guys. What a Christmas this is going to be. Manchester United have announced that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is now 25% stakeholder in Manchester United, and we are moving forward from here. This is it. Officially, United have a new structure in place. New owners, well, same owners in place, but new ones alongside them. So Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers are now in cahoots and running Manchester United. We need to find out now how much control Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got, and that is the next stage. We need clarity, I think, on what is actually going down at Manchester United right now. And I think that's the next announcements coming. That's what we need. That's what's coming over the next few days anyway. How is everyone's Christmas as a United fan right now? Because it's completely threw a spanner in the works for everyone. Everyone's now gone from eating mince pies and supping down a nice bevy to going, oh my God, this has actually happened today. Only Manchester United would do this. Only Manchester United would announce this today now. It's absolutely ridiculous. The club, everything about the club is just epitomised in this announcement on Christmas Eve. There's no thought for anyone at all. Why do you need to announce this today? Why do you need to ruin a lot of people's Christmases, going off some of the chat? My God, this football club. It is on a different planet. It really is. Sat says Ineos execs Sir Dave Brailsford and Jean-Claude Blanc to join Manchester United Football Board of Directors as part of the 25% Ratcliffe takeover to become B shareholder like the Glazers. 300 for future investments. A club's just spent 400 million. Shouldn't be mid-table. So Jim Ratcliffe is currently the only hope of changing that. Yes, he is. And again, we now need to hope that what resources he has got, he can use to try and change Manchester United around. Because, like we've said, the investment is not there. The investment will not come straight into Manchester United. It's paying the Glazers and the shareholders. So Jim now is part of the business of Manchester United. He will have a say on where our money's spent that Manchester United make. It does look, from the outside looking in right now, and forgive me if I've not read this right or I've missed something in this small print that I've just been going through while you guys have been here, we've been sat here live, that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's extra investment is to come into the pockets of shareholders and the Glazers as to own more shares in Manchester United. There isn't an extra investment coming into the infrastructure of United by all accounts. This is where it's all getting a little bit confuddled and mixed up a little bit. And this is why a lot of United fans right now, I'm telling you right now, will not be happy with this deal. They will be absolutely kicking up a stink if they think that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is buying right in now. He has leveraged something else, I feel. He's taken equity out of someone else. Someone else made the comment a moment ago. And they've said that United... sorry. So Jim... I was just reading other things then. Sorry, guys. So Jim Ratcliffe has bought A shares and B shares. 8% made up of A shares, which is the shareholders, and 17% made up of B shares, which is the Glazers' voting power shares, as they call them. So that's the 25% added up, and now the extra 300 million is for more shares further down the line. How that works, I need to read more into that. That is really interesting, and yeah, we need to find out exactly what is going on. I feel like Manchester... I think we need to find out more from Manchester United, actually. Let's try and get on the website. I'm sure there'll be a full statement on the website. Let's just check. Is there anything on the website? I'm just bringing up all the news right now. Club statement. I'm just going to read the club statement right now for you guys. Actually, Manchester United PLC reaches agreement with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Chairman, Sorry, I had a pop-up there from United trying to sell me something. Typical. To acquire up to 25% shareholding in the company. Acquisition of 25% of the B-class shares held by the Glazer family. Offer to acquire up to 25% of the A-class shares for shareholders. The Glazer family and Class A shareholders will receive the same price of $33 per share. Further investment of $300 million in the club. INEOS delegated responsibility for management of football operations. Completion of this deal is subject to receiving all necessary regulatory approvals, including from the Premier League. Let's just get through this. Parts of the transaction, INEOS has accepted a request by the board to delegate responsibility for managing the club's football operations. This will include all aspects of the men's and women's football operations and academies, alongside 2 seats on the Manchester United PLC board and Manchester United Football Club boards. A joint ambition is to create a world-class football operation building on the club's many existing strengths, including the successful off-the-pitch performance that it continues to enjoy. So nothing about the on-the-pitch. What a joke. Executive co-chairman and directors Avram and Joe Glazer said, "We are delighted to have agreed a deal with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS as part of the strategy review we announced in November 2022. We committed to look at a variety of alternatives to help enhance Manchester United, with a focus on delivering success for our men's and women's and academy teams. So Jim, INEOS bring a wealth of commercial experience as well as significant financial commitment into the club, and though INEOS Sport Manchester United will have access to seasoned high performance professionals experienced in creating and leading elite teams from both inside and outside the game, Manchester United has talented people right across the club, and our desire is to always improve at every level to help bring our great fans more success in the future." Wow. More here from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. INEOS chairman Sir Jim Ratcliffe said, "As a local boy and a lifelong supporter of the club, I am very pleased that we have been able to agree a deal with the Manchester United board and delegates us management responsibility of football operations of the club. Whilst the commercial success of the club has ensured there have always been available funds to win trophies at the highest level, this potential has not been fully unlocked in recent times. We will bring a global knowledge, expertise and talent from a wider INEOS sporting group to help drive further improvement at the club, while also providing funds intended to enable future investment into Old Trafford. We are here for the long term and recognise that a lot of challenges and hard work lie ahead, which we will approach with rigour, professionalism and passion. We are committed to working with everyone at the club, the board, staff, players, fans, to help drive the club forward. Our shared ambition is clear. We all want to see Manchester United back where we belong, at the very top of English, European and world football." For me, that basically is what you'd expect. I hope that we're going to see a little bit more, or we're going to hear a little bit more from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because that's not enough for me. I don't feel like there is enough there for us to be convinced that Manchester United are moving in the right direction. I don't believe that there is enough there that says that he has got sole power of the football club. Oh God. Honestly, I look at that and I go, that's just been written out for weeks. That I was ready for an announcement to come through. I don't feel like at one point there it talks about actually improving Manchester United on the pitch. I just feel like that is just all backing what the Glazers have done, and yeah, it is full on Manchester United, the Glazers having a say on what was announced, how it was broken to us all, and make sure you get in that there has been plenty of investment into this football club, and we are going to move forward with this and join in with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS and moving Manchester United forward. No idea of how, and that's the worrying thing. Tom in with a super chat. Cheers for that, Tom. I genuinely can't believe how bad this club is right now. Old Trafford needs about 2 billion to update the stadium. We need squad depth. We need about 2 or 3 strikers and a midfielder. Jim hasn't got it. Now, Jim basically is saying that they're going to bring their expertise, their sporting expertise that they've got with the powers that be at Ineos, to what Manchester United are spending right now. That's what I got from that statement. So Jim Ratcliffe is taking over sporting operations at the football club. That's a guarantee. And that's all good and well. We are going to see probably improvements there. Just don't expect any extra investment coming in. Anything that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is bringing to the table seems to be going into the Glazers' pockets. That's what it looks like to me. From what I've read from that statement there especially, that's what it looks like, and that's the massive concern right now. The fact that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was talking about the investment that's come into Manchester United under the Glazers, and him saying that that's not been utilised. Yes, that's not been utilised. I understand that, and that's a good thing. I'm not going to say this is all bad. Like I said, if you give a decent structure, the amount of money that the Glazers, the amount of money that United have spent, not the Glazers, over the last 10 years, then we probably would expect to be a bit more successful. But yeah, from that it just looks like we're going to be spending the same amount of money, but we're going to be spending it a bit differently. In a nutshell, does that pretty much sum it all up? Athletics say there will be a 3-man board of Radcliffe, Brailsford and Joe Glazer on the football side, meaning Ineos have the majority vote on decisions. I think that's where they wanted it to be. I think they will decide on managers, they will decide on players and transfers and stuff like that, and I think that's where it's important to get the message across that that is an improvement for Manchester United. Gifted membership from Honest Tiger, thank you very much, my friend. Brilliant stuff. Who is that? Cranium Gaming UK has taken that one. Make sure you give him a thank you as well, please, mate. Brilliant stuff. Let's get them likes up to 500, please, everybody. Not a million miles away from that right now. That would be brilliant. We're only a 15 away from hitting 500 likes, so please do give the video a like, guys. We've been running now for 1 hour and 10 minutes. We gave you guys the chance to talk about this. We said it was coming. It has come. Well, we've been live on air. You guys have had your say on it. This is what this channel is all about. We're actually talking about it as a fan base, not as one man's voice, which other people have done. I want you guys to get your opinions across. That's what it's all about, and that's why we're different here on Forever United TV. So Jim Ratcliffe is in, guys. That is it. He is in the door at Old Trafford, and we're about to find out how powerful this man is. Can he overrule the Glazers? That's what's important. But the big thing in all of this is, will Sir Jim Ratcliffe actually bring any financial gain to Manchester United, or is he just bringing money to the Glazers' pockets and then backing himself to use the money that the club make to spend it better and more wisely? That's the key one in all of this. That's what we're talking about right now. So make sure, guys, that you do subscribe to Forever United TV if you are tuning in for the first time. It is a different look. It's a different channel, guys. We're not doing it like everyone else. No one's going to read out as many comments as we do here on the show. It is a very, it's a weird day now. It feels strange. It's like, you know, he should be buoyant. Christmas Eve, everyone's looking forward to the big man coming in tomorrow, and then you get this. Oh wow, this football club, I swear. I've witnessed some things and some announcements from this football club, but the timing of this one beggars belief. It really does. It really does. It's strange, but let's be honest, no one is surprised, are they? No one's surprised of how the club have done this and how they've gone around it. It has been absolute whirlwind, and yeah, this is Manchester United for you. It really is. But to break it all down again, so Jim Ratcliffe has officially announced that he is now a 25% stakeholder in Manchester United. Manchester United have announced that this is official. The announcement is there. It's done and dusted. We now go into the fit and proper person checks from the Premier League and everywhere else. Mike Keegan has come out and said that now may not be 6 to 8 weeks. We could get this announcement cleared and done sooner, more like 4 to 6 weeks in terms of the announcement. So yes, this is now probably looking round about the end of January. We could have a completely new structure in at Manchester United. That is all good. That is all well. I'm thankful that we actually have got someone else other than the Glazers taking care of sporting operations at the football club. That's the good news out of all of this. So Jim Ratcliffe somehow, somewhere has found this money debt-free and has invested it straight into the shareholders and the Glazers' pockets, just to be able to have a say in how Manchester United run on the sporting side of things. Full charge of the academy, the women's team and the men's first team. 2 men on the board, which is Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir David Brailsford, alongside Joel Glazer. Wowzer. Neil Driscoll says, Joe Glazers, nothing about football, not good for Manchester United. Alex Core, rich meat time will tell. I'm all for a boardroom clear out, new coaches, scouts, etc. Gehan says, Sir Jim has never been successful in football. He's putting money into the Glazers' pockets. I see administration as our future. What an anticlimax. Timing about no protest from the fans. That's a good point. You're not going to get many people venturing out to Old Trafford on Christmas Eve. It is a bit snide, isn't it? It's a bit snide. Timing is so bad. Timing is ridiculously bad. Catching everyone off guard when no one has got the opportunity to have a say on this. Thankfully, we have managed to get this stream up so you guys can have your say. It's about sharing this video and getting that message across to people and letting everyone have their say on this. They need to know that they cannot just sweep this past everyone quickly while everyone's not looking. It's like we're all sleeping and they've just announced it. It's not right, and it is typical Manchester United right now. It really is. Honestly, until everything starts to fit into place and we get Sir Jim actually officially in and into Old Trafford, having his say, his people in, we're not going to be able to judge this. We're not going to be able to say if this is actually a good thing or a bad thing. Right now, we're just speculating on what might happen going ahead. All the facts are there. We've read all the facts out. We know exactly how this is going to go down over the next few weeks now. We know what control Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to have, where it's going to be, who is going to be on the board, who his team is so far. We know for certain we're going to be getting a new CEO in Jean-Claude Blanc. We're going to have a new operations director, I'm guessing, in Sir David Brailsford. He's going to be one of the main board members alongside Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So at the top, it's Sir David Brailsford and Sir Jim Ratcliffe alongside Joe Glazer. CEO wise, we're looking like it's going to be Jean-Claude Blanc, and then from there we will see further down. Looking at the recruitment, ahead of recruitment, we're looking at the director of football. All of this to come and more, I would expect now. So yes, there's all sorts going to be going on over the next few weeks, guys, but I will keep you all afoot of everything that is happening at the football club. But yes, there's not much more to say on that, guys. Brilliant input from you guys through the comments all the way through. Stephen Price says, Adam, how does this work? We can't have 2 teams in the Champions League. Another thing we need clarity on. I was just talking about that before, Stephen. And yeah, I guess this is something that now will be ironed out and we'll find out about more. It will be the same for City if Girona get into the Champions League next season too. Do you think UEFA, with the Super League hovering around, are going to say to Manchester United and Manchester City, if we qualify that is, that you can't be in because you've got an ownership model in another club that's in the Champions League? Do you reckon they're going to do that? I can't see it, honestly. They'll find a way, UEFA, because they need clubs like City and United in there. So yeah, Murto probably will be out the door. Adam, today is the day Man United officially die. It's a sour note to finish on, guys, it really is, but I am going to finish the stream there, guys. Cheers very much for tuning in. It has been a whirlwind of an hour and 20 minutes. And yeah, Manchester United have got a new man in charge alongside the Glazers. Let that sink in. So Jim is in. It's official. We now wait for all checks to be done, and possibly by the end of January that will all be confirmed, done and dusted, and official. That's it, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's busy today. I know everyone struggles, but this is massive for our football club. Our club, I've done us a snidey one today in dropping this news today on Christmas Eve. They really have. They really have had us over, and they should hang their heads in shame how they've done this. But less publicity, easy for them to deal with. Day after that debacle on the pitch as well. Guys, cheers for watching. This is Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Enjoy your Christmas. I should be back later on tonight with another show, 6:30, guys. It was going to be the usual show, but yeah, the day's just completely thrown itself up in the air right now, and it's just all over the place. But Merry Christmas, everyone. I'll keep you posted anyway on what's happening today, but thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been an absolute whirlwind. Like, share and subscribe as always, everybody. Have a great rest of your Christmas Eve. Forget about what United are doing. Don't concentrate on the important stuff. See you later, everyone.